Hey, looky. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Coming on here a little bit late. I apologize for the delay. Okay, let me add this up right here. Pin that to the top. Good evening. Good afternoon, rather. I'm sorry. I was trying to have something lined up, but this thing is acting brazy on me today. As y'all know, this morning we had a wonderful conversation. First and foremost, if you're new to the channel, if you're regular, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. Boop, boop. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Boop, boop. While you at it, hit that notification bell. Bing. So you can be first in the know whenever the Good Morning Gang morning show, which drops Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, Eastern Standard Time, 8 to 10 a.m. Feel the Love Fridays, 8 to 10 p.m. Fridays, Eastern Standard Time, or anything else that I drop on the Big Phil Speaks channel, such as this. Listen, this morning we had a wonderful conversation, being that it's MLK's holiday, Martin Luther King Jr.'s holiday, being as though there's been a lot of things going on in our lives and time subsequent to the civil rights movement. A lot of talks about race relations, interrace relations amongst ourselves, or whatever the case may be. Where we're stuck at, where we need to go. There was varying opinions on different aspects of where our mindset should be when it comes to looking outward for inspiration or knowledge as to bring back home to formulate for us as a people to garner our wealth, our well-being, our equalness, as well as our power. That part right there. Good afternoon. Let me see who is all in the building thus far. Night Rider, the home team, the Moderation King, Good Money Gang, Salvi Slimmy he's in the building. Papa True Guns, what's up, nephew? J Man 130, the HRT. He always on the wrong time. Listen, Bam Wilson is in the building. Charlie Hustle's here. Tiffany, I see you. Good afternoon. Shalom. We are in the building. Do me a favor. If you could, if you would, share this live if you would. This is one of those conversations that definitely need to be shared. I'm gonna wait while I'm trying to get some more people on board. I want to make sure that I get this information disseminated properly. I'm kind of mad because I did something with my Finder and I didn't mean to do that. Okay, downloads. There we go. Okay. Is it gonna let me put it there? No, it's not. All right. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get started. Let's see, will it let me do it this way? Maybe not. Okay. Oh, well. Anyway, let's move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, there's a link pinned to the top of the chat. It has a StreamYard link where you can click that. You can come on up here and holler at your boy and be a guest co-host and talk on the panel today about this dynamic topic and information that will be given out. If it gives you a problem, copy and paste it in your browser and come on up and be a part of the show. Listen, All right. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. Let me. Hold on. All this is last minute, ladies and gentlemen, so I apologize. Big fail space. Dev Lee, that part, town hall meeting, a meeting of like-minded people, a meeting of us. See if we can brainstorm, put our heads together, at least get on a common ground. We don't always got to agree, but guess what? We need to talk about it. We need to have the conversations. Listen, if anybody comes up here, we will respect the floor. We will respect the host. We will respect the co-host, even in varying opinions, and we will be adults, and it's positive vibes only. Listen, positive vibes only. This is not one of them lives where, you know what I'm saying, you come up here on joke time or on bullshittery, you can have at it that way or that way. But here we want to have a dynamic discussion on race race relations as it relates to us. Nobody else as it relates to us. Hey, Tavy. Let me put that up there for a minute. Get it going. We almost there. Share the live if you would. Share the live if you could. Y'all come on over to the good YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, that's where we at. It's right there, that pin link right there. Come be a part of the conversation. Yep. That's more like it. Listen, earlier, I don't know if you all that are in here now was able to see the Good Morning Gang morning show, the regularly scheduled show this morning, but the conversation got real dynamic and deep for a lot of people. I hope that the people that were here earlier are able to tap back in to be a part of the conversation. We had a discussion which led into what should we, and no disrespect to any other race or culture that comes in to watch this. We're talking one to another, but you can glean from it what you would like or whatever the case may be. You're welcome. We talked about the varying thoughts on light skin and dark skin relations within our culture and community. We talked about should we look to other people and other cultures for examples as to how we should build or rebuild powers within our communities and culture, to get on the same even playing field with other races and culture. We talked about the state of us, the lack of the lack of certain economic backing, the lack of certain foundational knowledge backing. Should we should we discuss slavery any further? Should we just throw it away? Should we stop at slavery when it comes to learning about us? Should we worry about what's going on in the motherland as opposed to over here? Some people said, "Oh, I'm not from there. I'm from here, so I'm not worried about that." Other people said, "I want to head back there. I'm tired of here." It was a lot. It was a lot of different information, and the comments were commenting. The comments were activated, as Knight Rider always said this morning, and a lot of folks said that we should bring the conversation back. And I wasn't able to stay online past the time that I normally do this morning. So I said I'll come back this afternoon. I know I originally said 2 o'clock p.m., but I had some things to take care of last minute or whatever the case may be. Nevertheless, here I am. Y'all come on over to the good YouTube. Why not? Why don't you? Keisha Hall can have herself a ball if her assets are in order. Good morning. Well, good afternoon to you. Sorry about that. Share the live if you would. Share the live if you could. If you're in the chat, you can hit the X. Hit that. If you don't see the thumbs up, thumb down situation, X out of the chat. Hit your thumbs up and then come back. Any comment that has been put while you were gone is going to be there when you get back. You're not going to miss nothing. But what it does is help this conversation get out there to a broader audience by letting us menage with the algorithm. You know how I get down with it. Listen. What is this afternoon live? It's a town hall meeting. It's an MLK Day special edition, the state of us. Keisha Hall, the state of us, all things us in relation to race relations, one to another, brother to a sister, sister to a brother, as far as financial literacy, as far as power structure, as far as learning about thine self, that part. Hey, hello, I see you. Music for God, 2 blessings. Listen. And like I said, the link is pinned to the top if you want to come be a special guest host and tap in. Let's talk about it. Hey, y'all come on over here to YouTube. Y'all come on over here to YouTube. That's where we at. Hey, I'm over on YouTube. Channel's right there, pinned right there. Or just search for Big Phil Speaks. Sorry about that. Now, where did we leave off this morning? There was a lot of things, a lot of information being disseminated, a lot of people. I personally used the analogy of the Jewish folks when it came to how they came over to America, and most of them came over with just their clothes in their bag and maybe a couple items of clothing in a bag, and how they went inward in their community because they were shunned by a lot of other people for the way that they dressed, the differences of culture, and they went inward and they learned to depend on themselves. They educated themselves of the American economic system, the judicial system, and they learned the laws and the statutes. They learned how to deal with the insurance industry and make a way through that, which garnered them, among other activities and things, a way in which to build wealth within their community, to which they've kept rotating and growing within their community. They're a very close-knit group of people, and they actually try to make sure that their own folks are good. They don't allow other cultures and people to come in and influence and or disturb what they think, what they feel, what they believe, or their community structure. Some people was like, well, they do this, they do that, And what the points I made earlier was that all races and cultures got the good, bad, and the different. All races and cultures have done something to somebody or to a group of people at a point of time. That's not the point that I was raining home on. And then I also had to also utilize the example of back when, coming out of slavery and into the Jim Crow eras, up to the civil rights movement, to where before segregation, we had to depend on us. We had to form close-knit groups and communities to where we circulated our dollars amongst ourselves and were allowed to flourish until, other people got jealous of that fact, got angered of that fact, and used little things to be a powder keg to attack the communities that we had built up to where we were flourishing. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, you name it, from out west, from up north, New York, even in a lot of other areas. This is a different age and different time. We've seen them try to do the same sort of thing more recently when it came down to what the Black Panthers were doing for the Black communities with the free breakfast programs, with making sure that the police didn't just openly beat on us, and various other programs that they had involved in the infiltrating that they did into those organizations to help break it up. That would be the new age lynch mob in this day and age, because I don't think that it would be possible for a band of I don't care what race or culture to come into our communities and try to burn us down anymore. I don't think that would be a possibility. So we would have to have the mindset to understand and know that there are other ways that they would actually try to do that. But that being said, the whole premise was that you take and glean from those that have power. You take and glean the information and the keys and the gems, the nuggets, the jewels from racist cultures and people that have made it or built up a power structure. You take from it what applies to you, and you learn it, put it in action, adapt it where you need to, and build up your power structure. My nose is itching something crazy. GLZ 757, welcome to the live. The point is this. We have to get to a place of common ground. It's too much division within in our race and our culture. It's too much. I want to be the one. He can't be the one. She can't be the one. It's too much. I don't like him. He's light skinned. I don't like him. He's dark skinned. I don't like her. Her hair's too straight. I don't like her. Her hair's too kinky. I don't like her because she's too fat. I don't like him. He's too skinny. I don't like her. She got a BBL. I don't like her because she's natural. I don't like. I can't stand. I can't get along with. There was a time when all we had was us. And we got to understand that at the end of the day, all we still have generally is us. Now, there was another conversation about reparations. And I think I got some inboxes after the fact, whereas when I said something about stop waiting around for a handout, at this day and age, at this day and time, until we learn how to build a power structure of it within our communities to go and demand what they need to do righteously, sitting there waiting on reparation is like looking for a handout and or trying to watch grass grow. At the end of the day, if you sitting at your window just staring out the window all day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, what about everything that's going on in your house? What about everything that you could be doing in the meantime, between time, to get your house in order? You're wasting time. In this day and age, other groups, other ethnicities, other races, other cultures, they band together in different ways, in different forms, to have a common ground when it comes to pushing an agenda culture, pushing an agenda forward, and or for the furthering of their people. We have gone through so much throughout times, slavery, Jim Crow, et cetera, that we've kind of lost touch with that. We kind of lost touch with that. We get mad when we see immigrants coming into our town. We get mad when we see these different stores from different ethnic groups in our neighborhoods. But who are we? Who are we to fault for that? Who are we to fault for that? We cannot show fault for another race or culture because they want to feed their family or make a better way for their family, or that they came into the country illegally or legally or whatever. They taking up this job or that job, most jobs that you don't even want yourself. We can't get mad at that. But what we can do is look at what they're doing. They're coming from adversity. They're trying to make a way for themselves to better themselves so they can send money back home for their families. They will shack up 5, 10, 20 deep in a house, share the utilities, share the rent, share the bills, no matter what, work for a common goal to further benefit them and their family and their community. We used to do that, but we didn't got so bougie, even in the hood, even in the lowest income situations. We've gotten so bougie that we don't half-ass want our own family living with us, let alone to help out another family to be able to lessen bills, to save money, to come out from under, so that we can start to rebuild what I say the crack era destroyed as far as community. Yes, we've been through things, and there's been drugs all along, and there's been issues and shortcomings and police brutality and racial issues, et cetera, but we had more of a base of community. We need to get back to that first. Hey, Jazzy. Just a state of us type of situation. Hey, Marissa Tigney, I got that coming over to you after this, Marissa. I haven't forgotten you. I haven't forgotten you. I apologize for not getting it to you sooner. A double dose of Big Phil. Bugatti. See you in the building. Listen. J-Man, we definitely have to consider factors when we mention these type of issues or whatever the case may be. See, this is the thing, right? Some of and look, some of y'all have a problem with mentioning a certain community, the community that I mentioned earlier. But some of y'all will glean and look towards Donald Trump himself as somebody to look up to, as far as doing business, as far as doing, being an entrepreneur, as far as gaining wealth. That's being hypocritical, because if you're saying that you don't look towards that one group of people because of certain things that they've done or certain things that they don't do when in regards to us or in general, then you damn sure gotta X him out too, then, right? Because everything he's done hasn't been above board. Everything he's done hasn't been part of the course, and he hasn't done everything proper for our community either, right? But what you'll do is you'll take from certain aspects of him and say, okay, he was able to do this in business. If you can apply that to Donald Trump, you should be able to apply that to the other group of people that I spoke about earlier. Like I said earlier, all of us culturally have done something wrong. All of us at various races have bad people, have good people, have successful people, and have miscreants, so to speak. You take the nuggets, the gems, and the jewels that apply, that will help you further your knowledge of as from where you came from, what you're going through, and where you need to go through, and you apply it. That's it. That's it. You don't have to worry about me myself. I'm gonna be transparent for a minute. I'm from the street. I've been outside. I've done some wrong things as well as some right things. You don't take everything from my life and apply it to your life, because it don't apply. You take what does apply out of the things that I say. You take and do your due diligence first and foremost. Do your research to see, one, is Phil BSing? Does he know what he's talking about? Or does he have insight into the things that he was talking about? And or you can further your knowledge into the things that I myself have brought up in my lives, or whatever the case may be, to do your due diligence and open your mind up. But you take from me the gems, jewels, and nuggets that apply to your life, and then you take it and you apply it, adapt it, improvise, whatever the case may be, and make it applicable for your world. Donald Trump was a brat. He was rich from birth. His daddy gave him 8 million. Yes, and that part. We don't get all of the free handouts and funds that those people get that easy. We're also discriminated. Notorious, put a request in. Let's talk about that. I don't want y'all to be chat warriors today. I want y'all to stand up, to come on live. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to, and let's have a conversation. Just because we don't get handouts, just because the deck could be stacked against us, just because other races don't like us, just because they don't want us in their neighborhoods, has that stopped us from persevering in times past? That's my question to you. And if your answer to that is no, that never stopped us before, then what's going to stop us from getting our shiggity together and becoming one in a common goal to get our people to where we need to be, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in many aspects, financially, so that we can have a power base, so that we can come to the table and ask for and even demand certain things that we should be getting. The Asian folks came, they put a bill on the table that got passed damn near instantaneously because of some of the merchants were getting beat. You know why it went through so fast? Because they have a power structure based off of wealth. Some of those folks, their people own land on U.S. soil. One. Two, they provide the U.S. economy with a rack of money, tangible assets, and things that we provide on a broader base, but in a splendid base. In a splendid way, or whatever the case may be. UPT Ray was good. BK Empress was good. No one has that answer, Phil. They have been searching for it for years. The answers are there. A lot of the answers to our problems are there. A lot of the answers to our problems are there. A lot of times we either don't know that they're there, or we look right past it, or we purposely ignore it, deciding to do what's easy for us at a time, or deciding to not just deal. That's the problem. Helena Lorino, support. Salute. I see you in the building from Facebook. No, I don't have that. No, I don't know the answers. Just shit that I see, notice. Well, come talk about it. Come talk about it. Anybody that wants to come talk about it, put your requests in. Come on now. Let's make this. We can't have a town hall meeting unless it's more of us talking about it. That part right there. Hey, y'all over here on IG, come on over to YouTube. ASAP like Rocky. Subtle Thoughts, salute. Rich, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me go back and see what I missed. People get mad because those stores owners are sponsored by and given tax breaks for years. But guess what? That's a problem. That is a problem. That is definitely a problem. But how do we change that problem, J-Man? One, we know how to go we know how to go out here and get $1. We know how to go out here and let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not sugarcoat it. We know how to get $1 by any means necessary, right? Some of the powerful families that we know, and I mentioned this earlier, got their money originally by any means necessary. The Rockefellers got their money through bootlegging and other aspects. The Kennedys, Papa Kennedy, JFK's father and all of them, got his money from bootlegging, which at the time was just as illegal as selling drugs today. People in families that are lauded for their wealth. People in families that have got entrenched into politics. People whose families got up off their bootstraps and did what was necessary by any means to get to where they are now. That's what a lot of people don't think. So what we don't get sponsors. So what we don't get the extras. Okay, we don't get the extras. We create our own lane. We create our own lane. We create our own extras. We create our own extras. We make them take notice. We make them take notice. Then we move the goalpost. We move the line. We make them respect us, not through violence, not through fear, but knowing the laws and statutes. I mentioned. Good afternoon, Nikki. I mentioned the Jewish folks earlier in regards to economic wherewithal, but also they learned the judicial system, the legislative system, lawyers, CPAs, some judges, Jewish. The power to affect change and the power to overcome circumstances now, the power to change how law enforcement deals with us, the power to change how we're affected when it comes to land purchases and things of that nature, all starts in the laws and the statutes of the land, the Constitution, what's available, what's applicable, what can you utilize to go into the court of law of the system that they put in place and actively work on your behalf. Without struggle, there's no progress. That right there. Yep. The Rothschild, that's a fact. Phil, you need someone with a clean slate to do such things like. No, you don't. No, you don't, J-Man. You don't have to. You don't listen. That's not true. That's not true. You can be a felon just coming home from jail, long as your PO, whatever the case may be, ain't on your back like that. Or once you get all papers, you can open a store. You can get open. You don't have to have a clean record to do that. Now, in certain instances, you need credit, or whatever the case may be. Your credit score needs to be at a certain point so that you can get in the door. But that has nothing to do with your criminal history. That has to do with other factors. But Anybody in the United States can open a business and start a business. Hell, you don't even need a storefront to start a business. You can start it online. Hell, you can start it from your house. You can start it from a bunch of different places. Hell, you can go get an office space in an office building for $400 or $500. And it's like a shared office space building. You can get a monthly, where the office is yours, from $400 to $800 a month. There's many ways to get around the loopholes. Listen, and if you can't get a storefront, you can do what we've done for years, out the trunk, so to speak. Out the trunk, the door. You ain't got to do it door to door. You can use social media. I'm pulling up on such and such at this time. Come get at me. I got what you need, whether it be shoes, whether it be clothes, whether it be whatever, whether it be plate lunches, plate dinners. There are no excuses as to what we can and cannot accomplish on this good U.S. soil, period. Yes, the odds might be stacked against us. Yes, we might got people breathing down our neck. Yes, other coaches is looking at us crazy. Yes, certain opportunities aren't availed to us as readily as other people. But guess what? There's enough of us in our own situation that we can get out from under. Okay. A liquor license and a tobacco license. Is money in that? But ask yourself to be 100, J man. Is a liquor license or tobacco license the best thing that we need in our neighborhoods anyway? Let's be clear. Is a liquor license or a tobacco license the best things to have in our neighborhoods? Let's be clear. However, in that instance, J-Man, all you have to do is partner up with somebody with a clean record. Partner up with somebody with a clean record, and you form a partnership. Corporation, LLC. You form a partnership. And when it comes to matters such as that, they have to be the face of or the registered agent that deals with those agencies that hand out those licensings. That's it. I know plenty of people with felonies that own clubs or part own clubs, and they got their partner's the one that got the clean face, so to speak. Come on now, it's ways around everything. It's ways around everything. BK Empress, it definitely brings revenue. We ain't gonna stop there. You literally just said what I said. I ain't even see what you said, J man, and I apologize. That's it right there, ZZ. Change your paradigm, you change your outcome. Change your paradigm, you change your outcome. Every state is different. It don't matter. Every state is that part. Man, listen. We don't need no more clubs anymore. Listen, what we need is people. What we need. We could open a club field at DMV. What we need is less excuses. What we need is more ingenuity. What we need is more people to read. How you know what? How do you know? How do people honestly know what's available to them and what's not available to them if they don't read, they don't research? A lot of felons can get their felony rescinded. A lot of felons that have lost their rights can apply to get their rights back after an applicable amount of time being off of paper. A lot of felons, a lot more than people think. But you're taught that felons have no rights and that's it. Your PO ain't telling you this. Hell, the lawyer that represented you most times, that public defender, don't even tell you that. But a lot of these felonies, y'all can get taken off your records after a certain amount of time to take that stumbling block out of the equation. And in some instances, you might have to apply again, over time, almost like a parole board type of thing. However, if you come home, have a clean nose, clean hands, you can get your you can get your rights reinstated. On state levels, in most states, you write to your governor. You write to your state governor. The federal system, it changed back in, I think, 2002, 2003, somewhere off in there. Federal felons, you have to write an appeal to the president himself. I'm not an attorney, so I can't give you all the wherewithals righteously or legally. You have to consult an attorney on that. But I do know what I know about that, because I know from my own situation and what I have to do. Phil, you taking bits and pieces and applying it how you see instead of the entirety of what I'm saying. Well, J-Man, why don't you come up here and talk so I can really get what you're saying? If I'm missing something, let me know. Was who Cat Williams? Rich, we need to be loving each other, loving on each other, and caring more about our children around us. That's a fact too, Nikki. That's a definite fact. But listen, how are we going to teach our kids what we don't know to teach them? How are we going to be an example for our children if we don't know what to be an example of? Because let's be honest. A lot of parents now, a lot of grandparents now are lost. They don't see past whatever they learned in school or didn't learn in school, because some of their family structures were splintered. At some point, somebody has to say enough is enough. I have to seek to better myself for myself. I have to seek more knowledge. I have to seek more information. And in this day and age, beyond the books itself, there's so much information that you can research here online that is ridiculous. When I came up, and I've said this before, when I came up, we didn't have all this. You had to take your ass to the library. And at the library at the time, you didn't have a computer. You had to search through a file cabinet that had every book listed. You had to go alphabetical order and try to see if they had your book, a book under the title or subject you were looking for in the thing. And then they instituted the computer system that you can go and find a book and where it's located in the library. But we didn't have this internet structure which y'all have these days. We didn't have that. So y'all are even more blessed and fortunate in that you have this. Y'all use it for effery. Y'all really use it for shenanigans and bullshittery and the lighthearted stuff, which is cool. But not enough people utilize it for what they need to utilize it for, to find out about the laws and statutes in your town, in your area, federally, to find out what licensings you can be approved for as a felon or can't, to find out what programs are available for you, no matter what your race, color, or creed is, and or your whether you're a felon or not, to find out what laws can protect you against bullshittery that comes your way, to find out how to change a motor, how to build some steps, how to run electrical lines. It's all little stuff I'm talking about, but these are examples of what you can find on these good old internet streets if you apply yourself. Listen, I got a felony on my belt. It ain't stopped me. Don't let that go over your head. It ain't stopped me from doing nothing I don't want to do. Where there's the will, there will be the way. But first, you got to have the will. First, you got to have the will. W-I-L-L, the will. The Dewey, Frank Murphy, that part, the Dewey Decimal System, that part, you took me back with that one. Hell, yep, Rich, the Britannica Encyclopedia. You had to open a book, take a look, just like reading Rainbow used to say. Listen. That's true. Excuse me, Nikki, but how can some people, love if they weren't taught how to love? Everything has to be relearned. I ain't gonna say everything. Most things have to be relearned as far as us in our communities. We do. A lot of things we've taken for granted. A lot of things we just kind of written it off to that's the way it is. That's the way things are. That's the way it's going to be. We've allowed our realities to be shaped and formed for us. That's the problem. We've allowed our realities to be shaped and formed for us. And I'm not talking about from the man above or the powers that be above this earth, from people right in your own state, people right here on this soil. Make that make sense. Okay, Ray, I see you back in here. Appreciate that. Take a look. It's in a book. That part. Someone will know how to do something. And that's my thing too. See, you know, we've gleaned certain sayings and things from a certain walk of life. The game is to be sold, not told. And it's applicable for certain things, but generally, if you this is the problem. This is what helps keeps us separated. Whereas in other races it doesn't. Knowledge is meant to be shared. Wealth, the real blessings in life, you are blessed to be a blessing. So if you're blessed with knowledge of things, of opportunities, of a way for somebody else that can to help them get out of something or get through something or get over something or to become something, it's your innate duty. It's your inherent duty to pass that information on without looking for anything in return. Without looking for anything. Let me say that again. Without looking for anything in return. But a lot of us are looking at what you going to do for me. What have you done for me? What is me telling you going to benefit me? Not realizing just openly helping somebody could benefit you, especially if you sow that seed into good soil, into a good mind. They'll come back. They'll recognize. They'll give you recognition and or maybe even recompense or whatever the case may be. But you don't look for it, so that if it does come back, that's even more of a blessing. But the real blessing is just seeing that you saw somebody that you helped or given information to achieve another level in life. That should be your blessing right there. That should be your only blessing right there. But if they decide to actually return the favor to you, then that's a double blessing. Or even to watch them do the same thing for somebody else that you did for them. Somebody has to break the cycle. Oh, well, nobody did it for me. Nobody gave me nothing. Nobody, Well, if you know that and you know how that feels, if you know how that feels to not be given nothing, not even information to help you succeed, and you're able to get it, then you should want to see somebody else get it easier. Because you know the pain and the struggle of trying to do it all by yourself and not somebody mentoring you or taking you under their wings. That should be even more of a reason why you should want to give somebody knowledge, give them something. Now, I get it. There's a biblical scripture that says, cast not your pearls before swine, lest they be trodden underfoot. And so on. Meaning you do have to be careful of who you give your gifts, your talents, your services, your love, your energy, your time, whatever the case may be. Because if they are of the wrong mindset, wrong energy, wrong spirit, then they can trample upon or proverbially spit on what it is you're trying to do for them. That's like a crap game. I always use this analogy. I use it with love all the time. You never know what you're gonna get till you throw that dice, till you try. But some you can discern for the most part. If you pay attention to your gut feeling, you can discern who deserves that opportunity, who deserves that mentoring, who deserves the information that you got locked up here. And so what? So what if they can take that information and get further than you either can or are ready to do or will ever get? Let people, and that's another thing. Some people don't want to give the information. Oh, so and so, she might get ahead before I do, or he might get a bigger contract than me, or they might be able to get over, and I ain't even got my shot yet. That's the most ignorantest thought process in the world to me. The race isn't given to the swift, but to those that endure. Understand that. The race isn't given to the swift, but to those that endure. Yes, the early bird can get the worm, but they didn't say that the worms ain't going to be there the rest of the day. What God has for you is for you. And can't no man, woman, child, entity, government agency, or or evil spirit take it away from you unless you let them or allow them to do so. It's true. I shop for an older lady every Monday. I help her without ever asking for anything in return. She remembers me and my son every birthday and holiday. Man, shout out to that, Sarah Lynn. That's dope. That's dope. And see that's community service. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, which is missing today amongst the youth or whatever the case may be. When I was outside, when I was outside, and yes, we was doing everything that we was doing. We got our ass up and out the way when people were coming down the streets. Old ladies were coming down the streets. We help neighbors and old ladies with their groceries. We help people cross the street. We didn't let nobody come into our neighborhood messing with people, breaking in cars, trying to all word or do anything crazy to the women of our neighborhood. We didn't allow that. We didn't allow that. We had even in our misgivings and mischievousness, we still had a moral ethic and code. That's what's missing today. And it's mainly because a lot of people are missing out on family structure, community structure, because even where your family fell short, your community was right there. I tell a story all the time how I at least a half a mile radius around my house, people could treat me as their own when it came down to correction, and then call home and let them know exactly what I did, and I had it waiting for me when I got my ass home. That part. Frank White, salute. And I had it waiting for me when I got home. It wasn't abuse. It wasn't a situation where it's who are you to talk to my child? Who are you to correct my child? It's because people cared about my little yellow ass when I was outside acting up. People cared about me when I was outside doing me, and cared that I made it home, and cared about the family that was raising me and the name that I represented out in the streets by being outside. Because a lot of times, what y'all don't realize, the things you do don't just affect you. It affects your family, their name, and everything else, and their honor, or whatever the case may be. Hey, Miss Say Block. What? Pretty passion fruit, that part right there. Gotta have both. Big philanthropist speaking. Understand this, and I want people to tap in. We can't keep using excuses. We can't keep talking about what they ain't doing for us, what they ain't give us, how much they owe us, what they did us so wrong. Okay, and what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do in your household? Because while you sitting there waiting for them to make it right, time keeps on slipping into the future. You gonna sit your ass still, or you gonna move forward? What you gonna do? And if they don't ever give you no reparations, if they don't ever acknowledge certain things about you that they did wrong, you gonna allow that to keep you stuck on stupid? You gonna allow that to keep you from being your best man or best woman that you were meant to be? It's going to keep you from providing for your children. It's going to keep you from getting out from under, maybe getting out of a bad neighborhood and able to, you know, do more and have more. Is that going to keep you from that? No, it shouldn't. Because my opinion is this and your opinion is that. You saying that we can't have no common ground to where we can't be a close-knit community no more? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying because I don't like certain things in my life, but you do, that we can't get along on other areas of our life? Because you're one spiritual or religious group, and I'm of another spiritual religious group, or hell, him over there don't have a spiritual religious group, that we can't get along and have a common ground that means the betterment of our people? Is that what you're telling me? We got to wake up at a time. We got to wake up. We have to wake up. Because as I said a minute ago, time keeps on slipping. And because we behind the eight ball don't mean we can't move our asses around from behind that eight ball. But we got to want to do it. We can sit here and talk about the problems all day till your voice box closes up. What is it going to do if you're not willing to change nothing? In this day and age, most of us don't even know our neighbors no more. Don't know our neighbors no more. And some of y'all live in tenements and apartment buildings where your neighbors are smack dab up on you and you don't know them. When I was coming up, I knew all my neighbors and all my neighbors knew me. That's why they were able to have that relationship with my mother, with my grandmother, and my uncles and my aunts. Phil was out here cutting up, so I tightened him up. I'm sending you home. This is what he did. Because they knew it wasn't out no abuse or out of no sucker mess, but that they cared about the life and the child in me. And vice versa. My family did it for their youngins. Your friends hungry. Maybe their situation ain't right. I ain't got a lot over here, but I can give you a little something to eat. I got information. Listen, I see you trying to get into business. Come in. Let me chop it up with you and show you the best way and the easiest way to go about it. Nah, you ain't got to pay me nothing. This is what it is right here. I know of a job opening. I kind of was interested in it, but I ain't ready to take it right now. So you get it. I remember I was moving. I was breaking up with my ex, and me and my kids were looking for another place before we got this, or whatever case may be. And it was this lady. She had a house. She was moving out of it because she couldn't afford it. She was moving out of it because she could no longer afford it, but she would not plug me in with the owner so I can get the house. Would not do it. And then when I got in contact with the owner, she said, I wish you would have contacted me a couple weeks sooner, but I just rented it. I said, look, it's the crab in the barrel mentality. I don't want you to have it if I ain't got it. It's that we need to get the hell from around. We need to get from around and stop protecting the people in our neighborhoods that shouldn't be protected and protect those that should be protected. Listen, now I'm not saying that every person that's doing something wrong is a bad person, because sometimes circumstances will dictate people movements and how they are doing certain things. Every person that's outside ain't necessarily a bad person. Misguided, a little lost maybe, but not a bad person. But your discernment should be able to discern that. But some of the people, some of the things we allow to come into our community and stay in our community, knowing what they doing, knowing they beating on this woman half to death, knowing they doing this and that, knowing they touching children and all this other stuff, and we turn a blind eye to it, man, get the hell out of here. But y'all want to complain about what another race is doing or what they not doing for us? Man, get that out of here. Get it out of here. I know them Bama's next door. Why should someone do it for you if you're not going to do it for yourself first? Life is about show and tell. That's the problem, Nikki. let me see if I'm getting this right from you. Somebody might not have it to show you in order for you to help them out, but they might have it to show you in a different way. They might show you that they got heart. They might show you that they got a hunger, a passion to want to do something. They might not just have the information, the knowledge, the wherewithal, and or the finances to see it through at the moment. If you have any of those after mentioned things, you can help that person that has all that drive and that ambition to realize what it is they trying to do. Some people don't have the show and nothing else to show you but ambition, the want, the need. And I'm not talking about just, give me, but maybe you see them every day looking up stuff and trying to find a way on how to do something or get out from under or start a business. Hell, you got young ladies and men, but mostly young women or women that are on food stamps. They can cook their ass off. And some of y'all get a gang of food stamps and y'all sell it for pennies on the dollar when y'all can take and buy some food, turn that into plate lunches, and you done started your little catering business on the low and garnering more income for your household. Ingenuity. Some of you brothers know how to cut, and sisters too, know how to chop your hair or cut your son's hair. Tell your son to tell your peoples, man, I'll charge, this barbershop nowadays, they charging a mint. I'll charge you half of that. Come see me. Let me get you right. You can come into my garage or come into my basement or come into my living room, whatever the case may be, and get cut. That's the barbering business. Whether you're licensed or not. A lot of people use the fact that I'm not licensed, I don't have the certification to get started. Get started. Then do the steps that you need to make sure you right in case the state come or whatever the case may be, or your city come knocking. The key is we can't sit in fear and allow that to be the stopping block for us doing anything anymore. Excuse me, I have a touch of bronchitis, sorry. We can't let nothing that we don't have, any of our shortcomings, any of our failures, any of our flaws, any of the trials, the tribulations, or the trauma that we've been through be a stopping block for us being better people, first on a personal level, second to our families, and third to our communities. We can't do that no more. We can't do that no more. What'd she say? My children and I get to the money by supporting each other as a team. We don't wait for others. Miss A. Block, and I bore witness to that. She's right on point. She's right on point. You said that's what you said. Okay, Nikki, I got you. Hey, Miss A. Block, hey, listen. Where there is the will, there is a way. If you the will, the want to get out from under, you want to get out from under your bills, you want to have a better life, there is a way. Are you willing to apply yourself? Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to do something besides sitting and complaining about it? Nikki, that's a fact. She says saying good morning, have a blessed day will help someone. Saying something will help someone. That's why I always say smile, because you never know what it might do for someone, even including yourself. I always say that. Y'all probably think, oh, here he go with these sayings again. It's a method to all my madness. Trust me. I don't have all the answers. I don't have, all the wherewithal either. But what I do have, I'm willing to share. I'm willing to. You can pull up, you can call me, you can hit my DM, whatever, and ask me a question, and I'll answer it. If I know I can be of some help to somebody. Because I ain't got no edge to put on. I know what it means to be piss poor broke, and I know what it means to have a good grip of money. I ain't never been a millionaire. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I've had a good grip of change and know what it means to be on both sides of that coin. Been so broke, mama had to use some flour and make fritters for about 2.5, 3 weeks. And that's all we had to eat at a time, one time, in a certain period of time. I know what it feels like to be broke. Understand that. I didn't come up with my father. My father didn't enter my life or re-enter my life till I was 13-ish or whatever the case, 13, 14, somewhere off in there. Didn't have my father in my life. Single mom. And grandma when we lived with grandma or whatever the case may be. Hard head as a mug. Yes, I was. I always had that go-getter drive. I ain't got it, how I'm going to get it? Positively, most times. Not so positively, sometimes. I'm keeping it a buck. But I had a go-getter mentality, a hustler, a grinder, an entrepreneurial spirit from out of the gate. I tell people all the time, from kindergarten, first grade, I started selling penny candies from out the store for 3 to 5 cents a piece, 10 cents a piece. Jolly Ranchers, squirrel nuts, the lemon heads, the grape, Alexander the grapes, and all them things. I did all that at a young age. Trust me. Where there is the will, there is a way. There is a way. And if you can help somebody get on, help somebody get on. If another raid creates a culture, whether it be just a family or a big conglomerate or the whole race, you see that they've done something and become successful at it, you research or look and see, how was they able to do that? They did it this way. How can I do it the same way? Part of this applies to me, part of it don't. Okay, let me tweak this so that it applies to me and mine and make it do what it do. Now, come on, and y'all come over here. Let me teach y'all what I just learned. For those that are like-minded, apply this in your household, family. This is going to help us get up. This is going to help us get right. I don't care which one of us becomes more successful at it or get more money out of it or here, be blessed. That's what needs to be done. I'm gonna give y'all this one. Y'all come on over to YouTube. I'm gonna give y'all this one. And I know y'all, he go talk about the Jewish family. The Jewish community has mastered this masterfully. And I want y'all to think about what I'm about to say, because think about it. Somebody came in your household today talking about they wanted to put insurance on you. The first thing out your mouth was, what you trying to kill me? What you trying to do? Take me out from here? Think about it. Everybody in here has family, or maybe some don't have as many family members as before, depending on your age. Or maybe you're the oldest one in your family. Sit down with your family, siblings, children, aunts, uncles, grandparents, mothers, fathers, and talk about corporately putting together to get a sizable insurance policy on the eldest person in the family. Why do that? Because guess what? We all gonna leave here one day. But you get your insurance policy, and you have, let's say it's 10 people in your family. Let's just say that the 10 of y'all put in the same equal amount for whatever said amount of the insurance policy that y'all agree to. The insurance policy will take care of the funeral expenses, as well as be broken down as follows. The one person out of the family has to be the beneficiary. Usually you would pick the most trustworthy person or the honest person in your family to do it, or whatever the case may be. Circumstances vary. Everybody else signs another contract with the beneficiary that holds them accountable and legally bound, that when that insurance policy is cashed in, that they in turn pay you out X amount of dollars equally to the case, to the other family members, or whatever the case may be. As you got youths that come up and become 18 or whatever, start working, they can join that policy, and y'all up the policy amount. Their cut is not going to be the same as the original people involved. However, they're starting their way into, having something down the line coming to them. What you do is, out of the proceeds, everybody take a portion of those proceeds and put it into a property or something, or two, or three. Real estate, whether it be tax lien, tax deed, or out and out sale. Take some of that, your cut, put it in the bank. Put some of it in stocks and bonds, and et cetera, et cetera. Some of that money, or if you can afford to do it before that money comes about, you get insurance policy on other family members. The Jewish folks have mastered that. And from that, they've bought into real estate. They've done this, they've done that. Listen, understand something. We got to get out of the mentality of, man, you always trying to take me away from me. No, how about too many of us are unprepared to leave here, because we can't leave our families nothing. By way of our family members and us, we can leave our family members, our kids, our children, our cousins, our nephews, our nieces, something that can be a gift that keeps on giving if done properly. If you think I'm lying about it, do your due diligence on it. Do some Googling about it. Somebody put me on that some years ago, a few years ago. I thought they were lying. They showed me the damn, it was an article written in a magazine about it. A prominent magazine. I can't remember the name of it, but I was like, oh, and I went and did some Google research on my own. I said, oh, snap. Now, mind you, I'm not a CPA. I'm not an accountant. I'm telling you this for informational purposes only. But bless your families and be a blessing to your families. Older folks in here. You know you're going to leave here one day. Nobody's rushing you off the planet Earth either. However, wouldn't you like to facilitate leaving something for your loved ones? And hell, in most cases, you're only putting your signature on that. Your family members are paying for the policy. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna let y'all meal over that for a little bit. But that's one of the things I was talking about earlier, about that community that they do and have done to help garner wealth in their neighborhoods and amongst their people. Not so bad when you think about it, right? Not so bad. You don't have to wait till somebody's about to be ill or be stricken to want to get a policy on them. But what you do is have to educate each other to understand, no, this is not a ploy to get rid of you. This is something that can benefit us all. You leaving us something, a portion of you, not portion of you, but leaving something from you because the policy will be in their name that helps us live past everything once you're gone. That's it. Cremated. I can dig that 757 buzz. Keisha Hall says, also women, get your children bank accounts starting from the moment they are born. That's it right there. And older getting that. That's a fact. That's a fact. Also, for those of you that have bomb ass credit, once your kids get to a certain age, you can add them on as an authorized user to your account. You ain't got to give them the card. You ain't got to give them no card. And what that'll do will catapult their credit score so that once they are of 18, 20, 21, or whatever the case may be, they got superb credit. But also learn about financial literacy so that you can pass that on, because that's another avenue where other cultures teach theirs. There's also policies you can use the money before death. That's a fact too, right? That's a fact. That's a fact. They are allowed to get their accounts when they turn 21. Understand something, right? Everything that's been put on our back and our shoulders, we didn't ask for. Every situation that we come encounter with, we didn't ask for. Some of us have put ourselves right smack dead in the middle of a bunch of bullshit. We have. As a race, as a community, some things we didn't ask for. Some certain turmoil, trials, tribulations, and trauma we didn't ask for. But they've happened. They've happened. What you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Huh? That's a fact, y'all. Add authorized users. What are we gonna do about it? We can talk to blue, purple, green in the face. What is it gonna do for us? Sarah Lynn, we have to support Black-owned businesses, not just with our dollars, but with our time, like other races do. That's it. And stop always looking for the hookup. Stop always looking for the price breaking the discount. Excuse me. Stop always looking for the hookup. Because when you go to Walmart, if it ain't on sale, your ass buys it. If you go to Target and it ain't on sale, you'll buy it. When you go to these various other places, you don't question. Amazon, you ain't on Amazon talking about, man, come on, Amazon, can I get it for this price or that price? Nah, you're not doing that. You need it, you got the money, you get it. Be fair with your brothers and sisters as the consumer, and be fair with your brothers and sisters with your pricing. Understanding as a consumer that this black business might not be able to price it as low as you might think that they could or should because of the quantities in which they are buying things at the time. Understand that. Long as they're not being unscrupulous or being majorly unfair to how they're pricing things, support them so that they can grow, so they can get more quantity of items and different items to where they can maybe give price breaks and discounts and sales and things of that nature. Just like other bigger organizations and companies such as Walmart, Target, etc., that you do patronize. Stop always looking for the handout. If your brother, your sister, and I say that meaning in your community, can give you a discounted deal, cool. But if they can't, that should not stop you from supporting either. You want people to know your worth? You want people to know your worth, you got to see the worth in other people too. Especially the people that's supposed to be of your family, extended or not. You want people to see and know your worth, you got to see and know their worth too. It's not your fault what happened to you, but it's your responsibility to handle it accordingly. That's a fact. That's a fact. You're right. You're right, 757. He said they have stuck the knife in our back so long and only pull it out halfway instead of taking it all the way out so the wound can heal. But then at what point do you not reach and reach back and pull it out your back yourself, or find a way to get it out your back? That's it right there. If they're not gonna do it, if they're not gonna do the right thing by you, you should be doing the right thing by you. If it's something you missed out in school, if you didn't finish school or whatever the case may be, you can either go back to school or self-educate yourself outside of school and learn some things. Just because you didn't learn it in school, just because you didn't know it in school, if you encounter something and you want to know more about it, research it, learn something about it. And now with YouTube, there's so many visual representations of a lot of things that you want to become a part of and learn. Excuse me. So there is no excuses. And I always say it again, crack open a book, get a book. Reading takes your mind to a different place than just the visual aspect of seeing something. Why? Because you have to mentally see a picture or see the thing that you're reading, visualize and think about what it is you're seeing, as opposed to being told what you're seeing by the visual, by seeing it. So your brain works more and it learns more and it picks up more. Hell, and if you don't know how to read, learn how to read. Find somebody to help you learn how to read. The cough drops behind the aluminum pockets a while, feels like a blizzard. What? Listen, I don't know why a lot of y'all had something to say earlier. Now y'all scared, acting like y'all don't want to get up here and talk. It's bewildering to me. However, understand something. We can't keep using excuses. We can't keep using excuses of what we ain't got, what jacket we got on us, what label we are, what color we are, what skin tone we are or aren't, how much we learned or didn't learn, who wasn't in our lives or not in our lives, who loved on us right or didn't love on us at all. There should be time out for any and all excuses. Time out for any and all excuses. I got you, Ray. I got you. Yeah, because I didn't even realize until I went outside that it's snowing here. I was like, damn man. There are no more excuses. Time out for excuses. What excuse is gonna get you? despair, hurt, depression, wondering why, what would have what would have been, what would have happened, what would have I become, stress, all things that are negative to your body and your soul. That's a fact. I'm just saying, right? Everybody knows how to do something. Everybody's good at something. Nobody, I ain't gonna say nobody. Everybody might not have the same talents and gifts in the same areas of their life, or the same passions, or the same purposes meant for their lives. But those things that mean something to you, those things that you can excel at, those things that you have a passion for positively, and once you glean and learn what your purpose is, you go after those things. You do whatever it takes to learn how to do those things. You put yourself around people that know how to do those things. You research the videos, the things, the people that are doing or know how to do those things successfully. Ask questions. I learned this a long time ago. It says, Wiseman says, the only stupid question or dumb question is the one not asked. Don't let that go over your head. The only stupid or dumb question is the one not asked. And please, for the love of all, stop using taxes for sneakers and bullshit. Use your money wisely. That's a fact. That's a fact. Take and put that money into something else to make you more money, to which you can come back and get those shoes and still have money in your pocket. That's a fact. The Berg, salute. It's 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Martin Luther King left the earth a long time ago. The goals, the dreams, the aspirations that he had for us as a people, not just us as Black people, but humanity itself, still can be fulfilled. I think that we just have to do some self-reflection. Stop always looking out the window at our neighbors. Do some self-reflection. Look in our mirrors, the real mirrors and the proverbial mirrors of our lives, and correct ourselves. Take accountability for our shortcomings. Take accountability for the things that we have either by happenstance or purposely have foregone or just not done right in our lives. And as long as you're breathing and have the opportunity, work to get those areas right in your life. Work to do something better in your life. Work to have more. Work to do more. Anything worth having is worth working at, whether it be love, relationship, job, business opportunity, your own business, whatever it is. Advancement in your career, advancement in your knowledge, it takes work. It takes some type of work. It takes action. I think it's because we wasn't taught a lot of things. We are raised to be in a boring ass hamster wheel routine. I'm glad we are waking up from it. That's the thing. A lot of us weren't taught this or weren't taught that, not necessarily because somebody was trying to be ugly, because sometimes some of our parents or family members didn't know to teach you or know how to teach you. But in this day and time where information is available and you see a lot of people doing these things and doing this, that, and the third, it should spark something in you to want to learn something. There has to be something that you see besides ass shaking, sweatpants pics for the ladies, drama, toxicity, and the like that piques your interest. It has to be something beyond that. That's cool. You can have all that too, but it has to be something positive. It has to be something that the light bulb goes off in your head. Ding! How they do that? I want to learn how to do that. What are they talking about? I haven't experienced that. How they get to go to that country or go to this vacation spot? I want to do that. How are they earning this money? I want to be able to do that. Look at how they are with their children. I never learned how to do that. I want to be like that. It's opportunities are endless to those that seek, not just want, but seek to do those things. If we don't change as a whole meaning altogether, it's a dub. That's a fact, D Blade. That's a fact, D Blade. Shallow, what are you talking about? First of all, it's not a halls. Thank you very much. How y'all doing? Y'all come on over to this good YouTube. I I hope I'm just not being long winded for you all, and y'all like this Phil, he just talking. I hope you all are gleaning something. I hope you all are gaining something out of it, whether it be something that can be applicable to your life or somebody that you love or care about, child, mother, father, nephew, niece, neighbor, stranger, whatever the case may be. I hope that you all will share this with somebody too, so they can come back to it and get something out of it. Thank you, pretty passion fruit. Hey, Tinky. Shaw, you silly. I hope that you all gain something out of this, because conversations are meant to, that are needed to be had. We can't be scared to have these conversations. And I think some of you are scared to come up here to have the conversation because of the touchy nature of parts of it. And hell, you don't have to agree with nothing that I'm saying. You could see things a total different way. We still need to talk to each other. We still need to have these conversations. You might be able to see me. You might be able to get me to see another side of things. I might be able to get you to see another side of things. You never know. But without the conversations, just saying. What's the topic, Tinky? Us being better, us as a community, as people, Tinky. We being better to each other. We being better for each other. We being better to ourselves. Stop looking for other people to do it for us. Stop looking for other people to make right what they've wronged. Stop looking for others to see our value and see the value in ourselves. That part. Oh, Bab Wilson. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I say a lot of things. I do a lot of things. Some are good, some are bad, some indifferent. I'm human just like you are. I got my shortcomings just like you do. I got my flaws and faults just like you do. But I strive every day to be a better person than I was the day before, as you should. I don't come up here or any live that I do and act like I'm better than anybody. I can have more than some people and less than others, and I'm still Phil. I'm still me. And I'm gonna carry myself, whether I'm around broke people or around millionaires or billionaires. I'm gonna be me. I know how to pontificate and expound in rooms where I need to, and I know how to kick the Willy Bobo and talk that ish when I need to. Understand that, but it's me being me authentically. You, each one of y'all in here, remain being authentically you. But don't be afraid of your shortcomings. Don't be afraid of your flaws. Don't be afraid of your faults. Face those things. Face those things. Work to correct those things. It'll make you a better woman. It'll make you a better man. It'll make you a better father. It'll make you a better mother. Make you a better son. Make you a better daughter. Let them know who Willie Bobo is. Philip Luther King. 757, y'all are bugged out. I'm just saying, at least try. That part right there, Tinky. That part right there. Hold on. Bong. At least try. And that's the problem, Tinky. Some of us just don't try. We'll sit there and complain about it. We'll sit there and see issues and problems and things and complain about it and won't try to do nothing about it. Sadly enough. Thank you, BK Empress. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm glad to see, a lot of y'all that said y'all was coming back, came back too. I appreciate y'all for that, because y'all can be anywhere else or any other live or doing anything else in your life or whatever the case may be. So I'm glad that y'all came back to at least hear, even if you were afraid to come up and chop it up with your boy, that you know what I'm saying, you came to listen a little something. And for those that missed this morning's conversation or whatever, or came into it late, I implore you to go back and watch the morning show for this morning. This is episode 109. It'll be episode 108. And those coming in later in this, go back and watch the beginning of this. I'm not trying to put on airs. I'm not trying to make you feel less than or make me feel greater than or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to see us all win. And if I got some knowledge or information that just might give you a push or spark or an edge, then that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Wavy Crockett. I appreciate you. I do. And I pray that each and every one of you get of that mindset. No matter who hurts you, no matter how many times you've been hurt, no matter how many times somebody ain't been there for you, I hope that each and every one of you can be of the mindset or come to be under the mindset that I'm gonna help somebody in some way. Even if I can't do it financially, I'm gonna help them with some wisdom, some knowledge and wisdom. I'm a maybe mentor somebody if I can, because that's the greatest blessing, to be able to bless somebody with something that you're blessed with. You get what I'm saying? If it don't seem like an easy solution, people, or if things not happening fast enough, people give up. That's a fact. That's a fact, Tiki. Whether it be opportunity, whether it be love, in general, people give up too quickly on things, not realizing when something's worth having, it's worth working at. Period. And sometimes it's a day-to-day work, and sometimes you're doing overtime even within the day to work at it. Should I bless push? Oh Lord, hey Tinky, don't start now. Won't be. 2024 is the year of changing the guard. Time to break 757. That part right there, bro. That part right there. Always get something. Thank you, Pretty Passion Fruit. I appreciate that. Don't do that to yourself. The thing is, listen, we all got something to offer. Whether we see it in ourselves or see it on ourselves, we all got something we have to offer to ourselves, our family, our communities, and the greater good of us. If we was to make this an annual conversation, there's no way on this earth that we should be talking about being in the same place and space that we are right here today. And in growth, sometimes there's a shedding. Believe it or not, humans shed skin just like animals do. It's just not so obvious because it's not big layers of skin. With growth, there has to be a removing, there has to be a shedding. If you're surrounding yourself with people that one, don't want to see the best in you, two, aren't trying to be the best for themselves, three, are not willing to change to be a better person, four, that are super stagnant and don't want no help, just even knowledge, you might want to remove yourself from around. You can still love them. You might have to just love them from a distance. And put yourself around or in circles of other like-minded people that are trying to progress in their life in some way, shape, or form. You want to get married, you got to start operating in the mindset of somebody who wants to be married. You can't necessarily just be with all the single ladies all the time, and it's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with being single, but the mentality of single life is living single. If you want to live a married life, fellas, you can't be out at the club with the fellas all the time. You got to start hanging with people that are either about to get married or married. If you want to be successful in a certain arena, You want to be an entrepreneur, hang around with other entrepreneurs. They don't have to be doing the same exact same thing that you want to do. But put yourself around some go-getters, some hustle-minded individuals. And I don't mean negative hustles either. You want to learn something, put yourself in the room with knowledgeable brothers and sisters, older than you or the same age as you, or whatever the case may be, that could pour into you with information. Don't be afraid to sit down and talk to somebody. Some older folks would love to just sit down and just have conversation with you. They have information. They have experiences culturally that will give you a greater appreciation as to who you are and where you come from, whether they are family or not. You feel me? Phil, I'm enjoying hearing it. Thank you, DeBerg. I appreciate that. Taking you bugged out. But yeah. Put yourself around a network of people that are like-minded. They don't have to be doing the exact same thing. If you want to build a company with some people, build it with people that have similar and different strengths than you, so that y'all can be one cohesive unit. And again, if there's people that's in your life or been around your life giving the same song and dance, and I don't mean because of circumstance, but because of their own doing, and they're not trying to achieve more, they are not trying to do better, they are not trying to better themselves, and they keep lying to themselves more than they lying to you, and or they always thinking negatively about something, and or they always want to downplay or talk down or something that you are trying to pursue in your life to better your life. Get from around them. Now, I'm not talking about somebody that's being real with you and letting you know when you're being foolish or being, frivolous or stupid in your thoughts. I mean, in your or not wise in your what it is you're trying to do, because a real friend is going to tell you about yourself as well as love on you as well. But if it's somebody that's just a everyday naysayer or mad because you got something going on and they ain't got nothing going on because they not trying hard enough, get them people from around your life. Get them people from around your life, because those energies, those spirits transfer. You don't want their problems. You don't want their energy. You don't want that around you. You don't want yes men either or yes women around you, but you want some people that's going to be real with you. Some people you can grow with. That's a fact. It goes for any type of relationship. That's a fact. Thoughts too. That's right, Passion Fruit. Hey, Vino. It was funny. I heard somebody yesterday talking about what they was going to do this year and this, that, and the third, or that what they were doing. The same crap that they said they was doing last year, ain't do none of it. None of it. And I just shook my head, because I was just like, people like that, you kind of got to leave them to their own vices, because they don't want your help. They're not ready to wake up and see themselves for who they are and what they are, and they're not really ready to get out from under whatever circumstances or things they're going through. Don't mean that you got to hate them. You just got to love them from way over there, so that their spirit doesn't just attach to you. But hell, more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, read something, learn something, do something, change something, love on somebody, look out for somebody, be there for somebody. Some of us in this conversation is old enough to really remember when the community was a community, when your neighbors were neighbors, when the neighborhood was the neighborhood. We need to get back to that and then some. You don't like the fact that there's other ethnic groups and races that got stores in your neighborhood? Find out how you can get a store in your neighborhood. Find out how you can go around to starting your business, even with grants and or loans. Got an entrepreneurial spirit? Learn how to start that hustle and get it going. Learn how to birth whatever it is you got built within you or lying dormant within you. Know your passion. Find out how to make it come to fruition. You've realized your purpose. Start walking into it. Start living it out. You tired of the way things are? Hey, Betty, you tired of the way things are? You tired of what you see in the world? You tired of what you're seeing in your neighborhood, in your state? You tired of the way foreigners are like foreign entities, whether it be law enforcement, anything else, are coming into your neighborhood and not treating you fairly as they would their own people or place? Learn how to get out from under that. Learn the lawful ways to deal with that. Learn the laws, statutes, and codes of both criminal, civil, and commercial. It'll take you a long way in your life. I said that right. Criminal, civil, and commercial. All three different things. Take time to read something for 30 minutes to an hour a day. Take the time to do something where you're learning something 30 minutes to an hour a day. Hell, and like me, who needs to, come off more off some of this extra poundage, try to work out and be 30 minutes to an hour a day if you can. Most importantly, practice doing something daily that betters you. Internally, externally, and extended. You said AI can tell you in this day and age, that's a fact. You hear me, Ray? Listen, ain't no more excuses. There is no more excuses. We don't necessarily got it all individually, but if we come together under a common ground, we can have it all as a community. Did you hear that? Don't let that go over your head. We might not have it all individually, but if we can come together under a common goal and common cause, we can have it all as a community, as a people, as a culture. Sarah Lynn, that part, be the change you want to see. Stop being afraid of what success can look like. Stop being afraid of what love could look like. Stop being afraid of what being smart looks like. Stop being afraid of being a vessel of change would look like. Stop being afraid of standing next to your brother or standing next to your sister instead of standing on the opposite side of the table pointing your finger at them. Stop being afraid of what that looks like. Stop being afraid of achieving more. It's easy to sit stagnant and do nothing. It's easy. But what do you get? What comes with that? What do you get out of that? Nothing. Find out who your congressman. Go see that fool in D.C. Let his office tell you the right steps to take. There you go. Bomb. Fear cripple us all at all turns if we let it. That part right there. That part right there. Listen, I could go on and on and on without a doubt, but I got to get up off here, whatever the case may be. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you that have come into this live. If you came in here late, go back and watch it from the beginning if you would. Hopefully, you all have gotten something out of it that's personal to your life, or something that you can relate to somebody else, a loved one, a child, a friend, or whatever the case may be, that they can get out of it. Love that neighbor. They so bushy. I just get my own. I appreciate y'all. Some folks never want to see you grow. That's a fact. That's why you need to get around from them folks. Some them folks, just because they're your skin folks, don't make them your kin folk. Listen, listen. The enemy, the real enemy, has no color, no shape, no form, and can travel from here to there if you allow him to. Entertain what's fruitful for you. Yes, everybody needs comedic relief. Everybody needs a break from, reality. Everybody needs, some tomfoolery, some bullshiggery to be entertained by. But try to feed yourself. Try to feed yourself, man. Listen, thank you, Pretty Passion Fruit. Listen, smile, because you never know what it might do for somebody, including yourself. More importantly, love on somebody on purpose, with purpose. Last one. Thank you, Night Rider. Appreciate it. I'm not anti you. I'm pro me, with an emphasis on building we. Hear that? Building we. Us people. Let that marinate in your melon, in that thick ass head of yours. Till the next time we can chop it up and have a tay-to-tay. Until that day, I holla. Listen, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be good to yourselves, more importantly, that part. You hear me? Thank you, Shala. Hold on, Betty. You came in here at the last minute. I'm about to get up, Betty. Hey, Betty, I'm about to leave. I got to go. What's going on, Betty?
I just wanted to tell you I am loving everything you're talking about.
Oh, thank
And
you. I appreciate that.
especially about letting people know about the importance of preparing things for when you're no longer here. Um, and I have health insurance and I have it through my job, and it's actually really, really good health insurance, but
Mm-hmm.
that is a concern because I did go through a lot when my mom and my dad passed,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of the things that they had prepared, what they didn't do was follow up on a lot of things. They just figured, I think they figured it never would reach the actual moment where they
It'd
would
be
have to.
necessary.
Yeah, yeah. So I love the entire conversation you're having. So I mean, too bad
Thank
I
you. I
came in at the end,
appreciate that.
but
It's all
yeah.
good. I
And
appreciate that. I, I
yeah.
wish you would have came up earlier, because I know you have more insight to put
But you
towards
know
what
what
I'm
it
saying.
is? It is that I'm also on my iPhone, but whenever I try to
Uh,
go on from my iPhone, it doesn't let me.
you have to
So I
take
had
and
to wait.
copy the link at the top and put it into like either Google or Safari browser. But you can't have both running. You
Oh,
can't have both running at the same time, or the echo. You'd have to like stop the YouTube and just come in straight from the StreamYard and what you call it.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. But where there's a will, there's a way.
Okay. What?
Sorry about that.
Somebody's house phone?
That was my on my cell phone. Golly.
Your cell phone sounds like an 80s house phone.
I know. I keep it on that ring on purpose. People are like, why you don't change that? I just like
Yeah. It sounds like when I would call my parents' house.
it.
So the other thing I was going to tell you is I love
Sure.
how you're encouraging people to support others with whatever it is that they can, that it
That
doesn't
part.
have to be financial,
That's it.
because especially for people like us that we rely on people's support because we do podcasting and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily financial that we need the support. It's that we need, people to come on, and listeners, and So I know sometimes I tell people all that, but they don't understand how it really isn't that I'm BSing them. It really is that you can support me in so many ways that it doesn't have to be financial. And I
That's a
know
fact.
right now with the economy, you know, a lot of people can't do things financially, but
That's
which
a
is
fact.
why I try to come up and why I try to still listen and everything. So I loved
Nah,
everything you were talking about today.
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Um, Again, I wish you would have been able to come up earlier, sooner, but it's all good.
Sorry.
No, no, it's cool.
Blame it
It's cool.
on Apple.
There will be another conversation another time, or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Um, but
Yes.
but thank you for tapping in, Betty, as usual. And I guess
You're
I'll see
very
you
welcome.
tomorrow on
Yeah. Wait,
the
what's
Kenny
tomorrow?
Burns show.
Tuesday?
Yep.
Well, you know it. I'm not even going to front like I'm not going to be there. Yes, we will see everyone tomorrow, right?
That part.
Everyone
That
listening
part.
here should
Yes, and
come
I invite
7:30.
7:30. That's a fact.
7:30.
That's a fact.
All right.
All right, you be blessed, darling. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Hey, J man, y'all are bugging. Y'all need ain't nothing wrong with my little my little ringtone. It's just the regular, you know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to make me change it up, but I'm not. I'm not. Hey, Night Rider, you bugged out. Look at Ray. See, sexy sugar mama said I didn't catch the beginning, but what I did catch this was thank you so much, sexy sugar mama. This, of course, is going to be posted, so you can always go back to it to check it out if you would, if you could. I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all have a blessed one. I'm up off this summer. Who knows? I might be live later. I don't know, but it'll probably be on the IG streets if I do. If I do, and if I don't, so be it. Appreciate y'all. I'm up out this joint. That's right, young Dreads. The Kenny Burns Show, TKBS Nation. We do a recap of Tuesday evening, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Y'all come be a part of some grown conversation, some good conversation. Listen, no shenanigans and bullshittery allowed. Just some good-minded people. That part. Look, Notorious. Somebody, yes, for the IG live later, so we can cut up that part.